everybody can't look in the mirror and say, "Hey, it's my fault." And many times in relationships, um, that's not done. So I think if you are going to make it make it be something that you can work with, make it be something that you can grow from, you got to be able to really look in the mirror and say, "What did I do wrong? What could I have done better?"
What's up, peeps? This is Carlton and
Live
the show is
Legacy Journeys.
all right. And listen, we are here today. We're gonna see if we can turn this background noise off here. There we go. Get that background noise turned off. And we are here interviewing my friend and barber Xavier from Tapers 3 on Lower Roswell Road in Marietta. So definitely stop through and check my man out. He does a wonderful job cutting hair. And actually, more than that, just being a mentor to young men and women at the barbershop. And I think that's beautiful. So, why don't you introduce yourself, my man? Tell the world about you, man.
Wow, okay. I didn't know I was going to do that. Like I say, I am Xavier Ahmed. Some also know me as Rasheed Ali. Um, we carry these different titles because names are important and titles are important. So, um, as my man Carlton said, I am a barber, local community. I like to say community leader, uh, community uh, participator in this realm of love and hair and all of that business and service. We like to call it the service industry. So we service in more than one way. We like to service the people with a beautiful haircut, but a haircut is more about how you feel, and it's more important than how you look. So if you feel good, you think about how you look good. So that's just a small portion of how we get to touch the people. The hands are here to mold and make things. So we try to put a lot of mold, a lot of love and care. So that's it. But Rasheed Ali, man, I'm father of five, um, born and raised in Mississippi. Uh, Left Mississippi back, what, 30 years ago? Yeah, 30 years ago. I am 48 years of age. And I've been in the barber business. Had a clip in my hand since I was about 12 years old. And really got into it professionally at the age of about 24, 25. Got into it professionally, and that's what I've been doing for the last 24 years. All right, so that's a slight introduction about who I am and what I do.
That's what's up, man. That's what's up. I remember you telling me that you had moved from Mississippi. I know you been cutting hair that long. That's a long time, man. What you talked about your children is what we're gonna segue into. You already did the introduction. You talked about the family structure, a little bit about the family structure. Now you and Liv were talking, and
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you all chop it up.
So you said you're the father of 5 kids
Yeah, father of five kids,
with 3 baby mamas,
three baby mamas. Yeah,
and y'all all work it out. Like everybody gets along.
and everybody has to get along. Yeah, everybody gets along. We have, how that, and please don't scratch me, but you know how that feminine energy is. So, you know, everything is in a family structure, in a tight structure. But we do have boundaries, and everybody create safe boundaries and rules for the family. Most of all, we know that we are one big family. And love and care is what's most important. We keep that in mind, and it's kind of easy to work through some of the challenges you will have in a family dynamic like that.
Right. Which brings me to I guess my first question is how did your journey as a father of 5 children with 3 different women begin?
Man, so let's just say it began 30 years ago. My oldest son just turned 30 February the 4th. My birthday is actually February the 2nd. Uh, um, February the 2nd, 1994, I turned 18. 2 days later, I became a father,
Wow.
which means I was in high school when I actually conceived. Oh, well, when my son was conceived. And it was one of those things where, being a young man in the summer, right before school was out, a young lady and I, she kind of got away. And, we know what happens in terms of the birds and the bees, what happens when you conceive a child. And we got together in May. And I tell you, it's one of those things where, you had a summer moment, and, you go about your business. And, I'm in school and everything is I'm on my senior year and everything is going well. And one day I'm in the cafeteria and man, I'm getting these dirty looks from these girls. I know some of the girls, but I don't understand what's the dirty looks for. There's kind of a little bumping each other and just a whole lot of just discourse. It's like, oh man, this guy he gets on my nerves. And, I asked the girls like, what's wrong with y'all? Y'all got some problems? And the young lady, Beatrice, she jumped up from the table and ran out crying. And I said, "Okay, what's that issue?" And one of the girls stood up and just like a little movie, like a sitcom, she looked at me and said, "She's pregnant by you, fool." And my first thing was at 17 was denial, like, "No, not
Right.
me." Like, yeah, like,
Keeping a
no,
buck,
not
right.
me. And man, I tell you, I never forget that day. I never forget that day, man. I ran her out and followed her out in the hallway, and I told her, I said, "You pregnant?" She said, "Yeah." So let me see, and man, she raised her shirt up, and I saw her stomach. At this point, she's 6 months pregnant.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, yeah, she's 6 months pregnant. This was November, so
Yeah, they were kind of hiding them back then.
yeah,
I
man.
remember that time. Yeah.
Yeah, so May was when it happened. November was the first time I noticed anything, and next thing I know, hey, I got 3 months and I'm about to be a father. So, that kind of really turned things up in terms of how serious life was and what's got to be done, and it was very important. One thing was it's like, man, I want to try to be a good father. So, you began to think different, and you try to, as they say, man up. So, at the time, I was in high school, finished high school, went ahead and went on to what we call a junior college, local junior college, um, on into the football program and played some football. And met a young lady there from Detroit, Michigan, at the school. She was actually at Russ College, a local school at the time, but she lived in that town with her aunt, and we became friends and. Um, Actually, she became my girlfriend after some time, and man, there we was while I was in school. Me and this young lady were, developing or cultivating a relationship, and she got pregnant. She got pregnant late, late, uh, late December of '94, and there I was finding myself like, hey, dude, you better get it together, like. You
Right.
about to have 2 kids. Like you, you 18 years old. You about to have 2 kids. And turned 19. Before my son was born. My son was born August of 1995. And man, when my son was born, I said, man, this is not going the way it's supposed to go. Like here I am, 2 kids. I'm trying to fulfill a football dream, do these things, and never forget, man. While I was at the 2-a-day camp at the school, got a call from my baby mother. She had just been the second baby mother, Althea. She had just been taken, uh, placed on bed rest and not able to work her job. And she was complained about, kind of high blood pressure there. And so, um, that was stressful for me because the thing is she was working, she needed money, and now she's kind of pushing on me for money. I'm a student, and the pressures and thinking about that at that stage, I just remember thinking I got to do something, and I just knew as much as it hurt, I wasn't gonna be able to play football anymore. I wasn't gonna be able to kind of stay in school, and I really wanted to, but I made a decision. I made a decision to say, you know what, I'm about to go to Atlanta. I had been to Atlanta, had been visiting, and that already kind of knew that it was the place I wanted to move. And I'll never forget, man. My friends kind of we rounded up some money, man. And I bought a bus ticket for $69. I had about $75, and got on the bus, man, and said, "Hey, I'm about to go to Atlanta and try to set myself up and be a father." And uh, contacted my aunt and told her I needed a little time. She told me, "Hey, I'll give you a little time, get yourself together." And I came and started to get myself together, work some jobs, and call my baby mother up and my second baby mother up. Because in the meanwhile, while that's happening, my mom is helping me with my first son. His mom is still in Mississippi at the time, but she later moved out to California, and she's still in California now. Um, and I ended up becoming a single parent after she went to California. She did take him for a little while, but because he's a boy child, I kind of felt it would be very necessary that he be with me and just kind of worked on it. I really appreciated her kind of giving in and allowing me to raise my son. So that was my oldest son who just turned 30. So after I get here in Atlanta and start to get established, I call my baby mother up in Detroit and I say, hey, if I get me a place, would you come down and and try to let's start a family. Let's try to do the right thing. And she said, well, if you get your stuff together, you do it. Yeah, I'll do it. And that's what I did. And work jobs, started doing little different things, got me a place, and moved her down. And there I was with a family and two boys, and with, with a baby girl on my mind, if I must say, with a baby girl on my mind. With a baby girl on my mind, I'm looking at my two boys, and here I am. I'm with my girl who I'm thinking I'm gonna marry at the time, and I say, hey, I want me a baby girl. So I started thinking and talking about it, and say, let's make a baby girl. So that 2 years later, November 27th, my daughter was born.
Okay.
Aquilina. So we have Keyshawn, we have Cordarius, and then now we have Aquilina, which literally means more reasonable girl. Uh,
Nice.
so, um, so there we were, and here I am with about 21, with 3 kids, and working hard, and learning the ropes, and it was a great push for me, and I'll tell you that it was a great push. Um, it was a great thing, but you do know when you're that young, there are a lot of pressures and there are a lot of dynamics that you're not necessarily ready to deal with, especially when it comes to adversity and dealing with the relationship and trying to
Right.
um, feel and learn how to maturely handle adversity and struggle. So um, that was what was starting to happen between my baby mother and I. We were realizing that, man, while we were good friends, we just, as mates and uh, I guess a couple, we just wasn't working out. We were clashing a lot. We were clashing a lot, and because and just to allude to this, because of my family dynamics and some of the things that I dealt with in my background, uh, a lot of the disturbance and a lot of bickering or ill relationships in the family structure between the parents. I just didn't want to display that and let that be something that my kids would go through. So we maturely started to talk about, ending the relationship, and in the year 2000, we decided to, and that's when we split up. It was one of the hardest things I ever had to do. One of the hardest things I ever had to do.
Yeah, I believe it.
Yeah, never forget when my baby girl the first time. after I left, because I contacted a friend. I said, hey man, I need a place to stay for about a month. If you would allow me, to sleep on the couch, just give me a month. And he agreed. And I remember leaving. I left, and I remember the first time I came back and visited, and my daughter asked me, she said, "Daddy, you not staying home?" I never forget it. The tears dropping down from my eyes, and just looking at her and saying, "Daddy don't, Daddy's not living here anymore, but I'll be back."
Yeah.
I just never forget that. Like,
Yeah, that's rough,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's rough.
it was tough, which
Yeah.
which made me say I would never do it again. I tell you, I was ever careful. Like, man, I don't ever want to do that. The next time is gonna be just the way I wanted it. And I never really got into another relationship until about 6, 7 years later, a serious relationship where I met a young lady, Megan Pina. I kind of knew I would have some more kids, and it was funny because when I met Megan, I told her, I said, "Hey, we're gonna have two girls." And I wish I had some pictures I could have shared with you guys, but I told her that we were going to have two girls. I said, one's going to look just like me, one's going to look like you. She laughed. That was kind of in the beginning, early in our relationship. She laughed at me, but I took her June 5th. I believe it was, I think it was, I can't remember the year, but I think June 5th, 2006. Yeah, I think 2006. I took her. We have been dating for about 5, 6 months. I took her for a birthday to Daytona Beach, Florida, and we went there. And I actually got a tattoo, and the tattoo I got was here on my back. I got a scroll, like a scribe, a scroll, and I had my three kids' names put inside of it, like a page of the book, and I left space for my other two girls.
Wow.
Yeah,
Yeah,
some
That's
foresight.
crazy.
yeah, yeah, straight up. So I left it, and my girls get on me because they like, "Daddy, you still never feel that in." So I am going. I am going.
Oh,
Oh
you
yeah,
know
you
you
got to
got
do
to.
that. Come on.
We talking
You
about
know
this.
you got to.
My daughter's 19 years old.
Oh, you about to boy. You
Yeah,
about to
You
get
know
put in a
what?
I'm
headlock.
19
They
years
shouldn't even
behind.
have to say anything.
Yeah, my youngest is 16. Yeah, it's amazing like how the time flies. It's just amazing how it does. Especially being a barber, servicing people like it's a real deal. But so fast forward, I meet Megan, and we have a child together a year later, Sorry, and then shortly, 2.5, 3 years later, we have another daughter, Saya. So Sorry and Saya, and she was a very good friend of mine. Pretty good relationship. Once again, just still learning and growing in terms of maturity. I I actually, it's funny because most times you think guys are like afraid of commitment or didn't want to commit, but with both of those ladies, I did want to marry them, and I even asked, but they were like a little shaky about me.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
And probably more so because I just wasn't traditional in many senses of the word. When that comes down from holidays to traditional religious things, different things. So there were fundamental things that we had to really really look at it on the long term. And these are things that you find out that you probably should lay all that stuff down in the beginning. I thought it was quite clear the second time around, or the third time around. I thought it was quite clear, and I only say the second time around because my first son, again, me and his mom, we were young teenagers who liked each other. We had a moment, and our moment has lasted us for a lifetime.
Right,
Right.
right. Yeah, that
Yeah.
happens, right.
But we never were, in a situation where we were looking to develop a relationship or anything like that. But in the other two situations, these were places where we would cultivate a relationship. Yeah. So there we are. That's how we get to the. That's how we get to the five, baby. That's
That's
how
how
we
we
get
get to
Okay.
the 5. Okay.
All
and
right. So that brings me
now
to
we talk.
another question.
Okay.
Are you in so is it safe to say that you're not in a relationship with any of them at this point?
No, I'm not in a relationship with any other mother.
Oh, okay. Do they all and these are black women, right? I gotta
Right.
ask.
Yes. Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
if you know Xavier,
I mean, I know, but I just gotta ask. You know what I'm saying? You never know.
just to check the box off.
Just,
You never know. You never know.
And so that brings okay, so do they get along?
So when you think about it, there's a it's a layered answer. Okay, it's a layered question. It's a layered answer. Yes, they get along. They're cordial and they're respectful to one another.
Okay.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Um,
That's what's
and
up.
most importantly, they support the relationships of the children. Um, my children can be at either home. There's no, oh, they can't come over here. They can't, you know, my
Oh wow.
my other mothers are gonna ask about the other mother's kids. Excuse me, gonna ask about the other mother house. Things like that. So
That's what's up.
it's not a situation where anybody is, hateful or doesn't like another person or oh, that's
Ain't
not
no
your
baby mama drama.
child. No, we don't. No, we're not doing it. No, we don't.
That's what's up.
No way.
Yeah, that's a blessing, bro. Everybody don't
Right.
get that.
Because that's why I'm like, with three black women, like,
Well,
and it,
it takes work, and I'll tell you, a lot of it is because of the way that I kind of done some things and the way I handle some things. Um, but most importantly, it's a lot of times when with young men and men, we kind of create a lot of those things because we're not really willing to put that ego away. So we really create a lot of that stuff. You have to really understand where a woman is coming from when you kind of, mess the household dream up. And a lot of times, whether everybody can't look in the mirror and say, "Hey, this is my fault." And many times in relationships, um, that's not done. So I think if you are going to make it make it be something that you can work with, make it be something that you can grow from. You got to be willing to look in the mirror and say, what did I do wrong? What could I have done better? And I kind of always kept that mindset and know that if I know it wasn't the way that this is not the way I planned it, I also know that the mother didn't plan it that way either. So I wasn't willing I wasn't willing to hold on or didn't hold on long enough to kind of let some of those things mature. So I had to take responsibility in that way, and because of that, there was a lot of things that came in the beginning, a lot of things that you have to deal with when you're dealing with the breakup, where I as they say, I ate some crow. I had to do some humbling
mhm,
Yeah.
yeah.
myself. Yeah. And that's important to do.
All right.
Okay. So I guess my last question would be, since you are not in a relationship with any of them, are you looking for something?
In terms of another relationship,
Yes.
oh, yeah, absolutely. Not only am I looking, so I guess it wouldn't even be fair without talking about this. So I was recently married for 9 years, and I didn't have a wife, and I didn't have any kids, any biological kids with my wife. Um, I really would have wanted to, but we didn't. So now she's my ex-wife, and I'll tell you that was a overall it was a there was a point where it felt like a really tragic moment because there was a place where I felt like that was my forever, and you know in life you realize some things are not, and so I had to get to that place, and now I'm in a new space and place where yeah, I'm absolutely ready for new relationships and even possibly becoming a father again.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely, I would.
Okay. I
With the right
Okay.
ain't
person, with the
mad
right
at you, bro.
person, with the right person, looking to build a family. Yeah, absolutely. I'm still youthful. I want to stay even more youthful, and there's no better way to do it than grab some youth.
Okay. So, since you're looking, well, since you're interested in, pursuing another relationship, would you be willing to come back on our podcast to maybe meet some other single women?
Absolutely, yes. Yes.
Okay. All right. All right, ladies. He is single. Okay. I will definitely take you up on that.
Okay, I'll be willing to do that. Yes.
Okay. Perfect.
As long as
That's
they can remember the non-traditional part. That's usually
right, right, right. Yeah. They got to see the resume. They got to. Look, it got to be like some knowledge yourself. I get it. You know what I mean? Just like a non-traditional. So what you mean? Like you trying to have like polygamy, dude? Like what you got? You
no, not at all, man. My dream is to really find that mirror of myself. I think to grow in what you call a higher intellect or a higher space because so in my life philosophy like we know that we are layered as a human being. We know we have instincts, we have animal instincts. They're parts of us where we know we're created for procreation. We're created with these organs, these organs that were made to perform for a particular reason, a particular purpose, right? So we already know all of that stuff live. But when it comes to relationships, right, we, um, my greatest example is there's a dead body and there's a live body.
mm-hmm.
The biggest difference between the body that has nothing in it is that whatever that light, whatever that thing is, it's nothing, right? So what a person, what I consider what a person truly is that thing that left it. So in that thing that left it, we push to get closer to our true self, our true mind, which is really, as we say, ether, air, spirit. Um, and in doing so, I just truly, just believe that if if I, the further I can go away from that physical part of myself, and we know, yeah, it is in a nature, it is in one's nature to want to capture, to want to hunt. Men can attest to this type of mindset. So you have to go to another level, right? You have to be mindful, right?
Right.
To not allow your physical, as they say, your flesh or your physical self to dominate that. So that takes a higher intellect, or what some consider God intellect, if we use it for better terms, right?
Okay.
So I started all that just to say that yes, I'm more so wanting that woman who satisfies me in such a way where that urge is gone, that urge is not there, and I've had that before, and that's why I know a true connection is what I would have to calm that. But no, I'm not looking for no. It's for polygamy. It's true. These days, no, man. You know, you
I had to ask.
now you got the right strong sister. You already got too much. So
That's right.
you got a lot to
Right.
handle. You got a lot to handle with one.
Look, one of us is enough.
Yeah, can be. Yeah. No, I'm able to see both sides, but absolutely in terms of what I want, yes. Yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Okay.
Well, look, we appreciate you coming on the podcast. You are our first guest, so that's a historic thing.
Yes,
So
we
yeah, man,
appreciate it.
you were, I think you were probably one of the first people she asked about coming on the podcast.
Okay.
And not only was you her my bar, but you were hers too. You cut her hair too.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, man. So yeah, we definitely appreciate you coming on, man. I know that the Zoom link is about to cut out. So I want to make sure, I say thank you for coming on the
Yes, thank
show,
you.
man. Do you have any parting words for the people out there who's going to be listening?
Man, just keep your mind free, keep thinking, stay open, and stay connected to your mindful self, your spirit self. Mind is everything.
That's right.
Mind over matter. Mind
Yep,
over matter. Mind is everything.
That's right. That's right.
that's what's up.
All right, brother Xavier, Rasheed, you know what I'm saying? Hey, man, we appreciate you, man. You know I do, man. We have deep conversations in the barbershop, man. And, man, I got to get back up to Atlanta, to Marietta, to at least come through the barbershop and grace it. I always felt good when I walked in the door, man. And it was hard for me to go anywhere else, after I walked through those doors.
Man, I know we appreciate it.
All right, brother. Hey, man, thank you again. We're going to go ahead and wrap it up, man. Thank you for being the first guest on Legacy Journeys podcast. And you have any parting words, Liv?
Oh no, I appreciate you showing up.
Carlton, Olivia, thank y'all for having me. Okay.
All right, brother, man. You have a great evening. We'll talk soon.
Yes. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Peace.